Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome back. We've spoken a lot this afternoon about partners and sponsors and different cogs that make the wheel go round, and we spoke about Hunt Cup Productions, myself and Willie getting the opportunity to work with them. But joining us now, right in the middle of the two of us, is Charlie Fenwick. Charlie, of course, the only American rider to win the English Grand National. There was another one. You can inform us about that. But honestly, the person to put their shoulder to the wheel most on this, to bring this into your living room, is Charlie Fenwick. Charlie, you have to be delighted with the day, the way everything has gone.
Well, it's a beautiful day, and none of it would be possible without everybody participating in this. It was a terrific effort. I'm amazed at the job you guys got done. Not that I didn't have complete confidence in both of you, but it was terrific. It was really, it's wonderful. And I thank you for the effort both of you guys made, and Jack Hardway, Damon Sinclair, and his team. It was a great team effort. It was wonderful.
Yeah, Charlie, absolutely. It takes a lot of lights to make, or a lot of hands to make light work, rather. But it has to be said that to dip your toe in the water and see this could be a game changer for racing across the country, hopefully.
It certainly could be. We just got to keep at it, and we can figure it out, and we can do it to scale where we can have people. I know that Richard Pittman is watching this thing in England, the people in South Carolina. I know I got grandparents watching stick pony races all over the place, which is all wonderful. And this is the best way for us to promote steeplechasing, I think, for people to see it all over the place. And then if we do this correctly, we can create sponsorship opportunities to help finance the whole thing.
And Charlie, obviously you have a huge influence on steeplechase racing here with you work here at Shawan Downs and your involvement with Bruton Street, the syndicate. You talk to us a little bit, Charlie, about some of our viewers from Europe will be interested to know about Ben Nevis winning the Grand National back in 1980. Charlie, talk to us about that. I mean, there was 30 runners and 4 finishers that day.
Yes, you're right.
I got that right.
And it was the slowest time since World War II, and the record time now is 90 seconds faster than my time. I would have been jumping Beecher's Brook when I'd be finishing the record. So I was, that was just a rags to riches, wonderful story that, it's life-defining to some degree. But and it wasn't just that race that was. I mean, that race was the ultimate. But he dominated the United States. He set course records here. He was just just magical. So the whole thing was that's a good story.
I see Charlie when he won the Grand National, he was 12 years old. Did you think in his prime at that age?
No, I thought that frankly, I thought he was better the year before. I thought maybe he'd just gone over as far as abilities were concerned, but it didn't really make too much difference. All he did was just be able to execute, gallop and jump. And
Charlie, of course, you won 5 Hunt Cups as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure the stool you're sitting on is a little bit safer, but I mean, beyond the English Grand National, of course, is one of the most prestigious races in the world. But for what timber racing, which is what we've been looking at for the last hour and a half, for what it's worth, it doesn't get any bigger or tougher than the Maryland Hunt Cup, and you've gone and won it multiple times. Had to be a hell of an experience and something you look back on with a lot of pride.
Yeah, certainly. I am very. It's a great event. It is a great event, and it has not. The fences are just the same now as they were in 1922, and the distance is the same as 1922.
Were you around in 1922, Charlie?
My father wasn't even thought of it. So, but that's kind of a nice thing, and most racing has changed, and it hasn't really changed, and I think that's a real plus.
And I think, Charlie, it's an absolute credit with the modesty you show and the humility that you show behind it all, because for Willie and I, who are racing enthusiasts, to sit beside a living legend and chat to him, it means a lot to us. But Then there's also the element that Shawan Downs, it doesn't happen by itself. It's a fantastic event. You've got some of the most wonderful people here with GBMC and Brown Advisory and all your partners, Sodexo and all those partners, the National Steeplechase Association. But you've also got 7,500 people here and families. Charlie, talk to us a little bit about how that happens. How does that come about?
That's really the job that was done by the philanthropy department at GBMC, the GBMC Foundation, and their marketing department, making this happen. And you're right, it doesn't happen overnight. And they have been running this for 5 or 6 years themselves and have done a better job every year. And it is growing. We don't need to have a terrible economic setback, a recession. If we don't, this will continue to thrive and grow. I think I think they are doing a very good job in marketing. And you see people who are aligned with the hospital, like Sodexo, being a partner in this event also, which is a big deal. They're doing it just the way it ought to be done.
Wonderful stuff, absolutely. I mean, to see it all happen. And I mean, I just touch on a second that the family element of the stick pony race, it's small and it's a novelty, and it doesn't necessarily affect the outcome of anything on the day. But for people to be able to relate to this sport, it's very important to embrace all those things.
I think it's wonderful. I think for these children to come down here, 75 kids to be down here with to carry some stick up and down and think they want to race, it's just wonderful. And it's, you know, you like to think you'd make. There's a stamp here that's they don't forget that.
We could be looking at some jockeys for the
future.
You
would like to think you're looking at some jockeys for the future. Yeah, that's great. You guys did a good job of covering that.
Well, listen, Charlie, I think it's an absolute pleasure for us to sit with you and chat, and appreciate a few minutes of your time at the end of a great day. We've one race to go, the flat race, same distance as the Kentucky Derby. So here's hoping the day ends as it started. Wonderfully competitive, enjoyable, and listen, Charlie, just thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys both very much. Appreciate what you've all done.